Right into our first one, but first of all, please let me welcome Andrew, who, #1, started this incredible company in 1979, literally 46 years ago. What I love so much, Andrew, that you have done is that you are creating the world's finest supplements, each and every single one of these that are additive-free, that for me, I know have changed the way that I feel, that I have lived every day of my life. And it's so awesome to be with you. Hi.
Hey, Bobby, it's been a little while. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you
It's
too.
it's hard to believe we've been working together now. I think it's basically almost 30 years.
Yes.
So it's been a while. Originally, I was on QVC back in 1990, but when you say that I started my company back in 1979, and I did, and unlike most all companies in the vitamin industry, I started my company making the products. Most companies, it sounds strange to say this, most companies in this industry make nothing. They make claims. They have some other company make a product for them and then they put a label on it. But we've made everything since the start because my goal was to make products that were different, because the products in the market back in the 1970s, still even today, they were full of additives. They were unpleasant to take. They contained the wrong source and forms of the ingredients you want. So if you wanted something better, as they always say, you needed to do it yourself. I had to do it myself. And the first product, it's funny, Bobby, you should say back in 1979, this was my first product, Essential1.
That's
and
right.
Essential1 back in the day, in the 1970s, was a really clever name. Essential, because it's only essential nutrients, and one, it's one easy to swallow capsule a day. But now, if you go online and do a search in the vitamin and supplement category, you'll probably find thousands of products with the name Essential. You'll probably find thousands of products with the word one in their name. Some of them are just even called one. So 20 plus years ago, I had come up with the name Nuance, but spelled differently than the word nuance is normally spelled, because the word nuance is normally spelled with an A. And nuance is always when you talk about something being different from something else, it might be the nuance that makes it different or makes it superior. So I thought, what a perfect name. It's for me, and for so many, hopefully, it becomes their new once daily multivitamin. And it's all the nuance that makes it so unique, so special. It contains ingredients that others ought to contain and don't. It contains the perfect proper form of B12, the perfect proper form of folate, which you won't find in any of the leading brands on any shelf in any store in America. It's kind of sad. But if you want it done correctly, as they always say, you have to do it yourself. And that's what we've done here in Nuance today. Less than 20 cents a day. And last night I did a little research. Just did a quick search on vitamin D, 2,000 IU, even 1,000 IU, vitamin B12, the levels of vitamin C. And if you just look at those separate ingredients, and this product is less than 20 cents a day, the majority of products you'll find will be more than 20 cents a day for one of those ingredients. Mind you, you're getting 25 ingredients. I'll show on a chart in a moment. So today it is so affordable. Again, we make all the product. It's not made by some contract manufacturer. We assay and test all the raw materials before they're incorporated into a product. We assay and test the product during its production process, also following production. So we truly take the steps that unfortunately virtually all vitamin companies don't take. Making the vitamin is where you can make a difference. But unfortunately, making that vitamin is the most difficult, dirty, hard work to do. And most vitamin companies decide not to do it. And that's why they just delegate it. They hand it off to a contract manufacturer. That's not what we do. That's why our products are objectively, clearly superior.
Without a doubt. And with over 2,600 reviews, Andrew, making this a customer pick, you have, and again, one capsule. I will tell you, when I met Andrew, I never ever took vitamins. I have taken this since day one. But today, we have something very, very special. You're getting, of course, the benefits additionally of your vitamin D3. But you have the only day of the entire year where you can choose, hopefully what I just did, bought mine before I came on the air, your Nuance, where you have the opportunity to enjoy additional benefits of 100 milligrams of CoQ10. Almost 13,000 gone. I would love to show you your savings because Andrew is right. It is not only the most comprehensive multivitamin that's literally saving you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, easy to swallow, gentle to even the most sensitive stomachs, but the chance what you're getting today is today and today only. Right up here you see with 100 milligrams of CoQ10. Never before. 60 capsules. You see normally 61.81, 34.90. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bobby,
go ahead, Andrew.
what's important to note is that's the version with CoQ10.
Right.
There's a version without CoQ10.
Exactly.
And that version without CoQ10 is $69.90 for a 2-year supply. It's less than 20 cents a day. So when you do the math, for another $50, you're getting a year's supply of 100 milligrams of CoQ10. In other words, for 100 milligrams of CoQ10, and I was just talking about before, separate vitamin D or B12, you'll spend 10, 20, 30 cents a day for that. 100 milligrams of CoQ10. You're getting 100 milligrams of CoQ10 in that version, a year's supply, for about 14 cents a day. Because remember, 360 days for another $50, that's less than 15 cents a day. So today is the one day a year where I, as a manufacturer, I get to do special things with this product. And I'll go through the formula, but if you simply look at it, you're getting 2,000 IU of our special vitamin D3. You're getting 200 milligrams of our non-acidic, never upset your stomach, vitamin C. You're getting the full RDA, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, which is a special form of folic acid that everyone can use. The typical folic acid, almost half the population can't use. You're not getting cyanocobalamin, which is a cyanide-related form of B12, which is synthetic, not as beneficial or active. You're getting natural methylcobalamin, which everyone's body can use. So that's just, then you get lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, 3 incredibly expensive carotenoids that you won't find in the leading brands. So when you look at this product, and you look at how inexpensive it is, to look at the 25 different ingredients, and not, mind you, at tiny little potencies. What I always say, it's some companies do things where they kind of bless the product. It's like they sprinkle fairy dust in, but there's no real quantity of that ingredient. You look at my product, there's real quantity of everything. Vitamin K2, MK7. Again, these are things that I suspect 10, 20 years from now, you won't find in the leading brands. Unfortunately, I've been talking about them for decades. They seem to just ignore me. In fact, I remember when I was first on QVC, I talked about artificial colors in all the leading brands. I said, they'll see my spots, they'll get rid of them. Here we are, 35 years later, you can still find artificial colors. Artificial colors. What are we, children? This is not like, tricks or something like that. This is not M&Ms. We don't need to see pretty colors. So it's just crazy that something that's supposed to be healthy. I mean, if you went to your favorite restaurant, they decided to put artificial colors in your favorite food, you're sending it back. And that's actually the approach we should take. Even some pharmaceuticals now, some medications, they've removed the artificial colors. I know, like Benadryl, diphenhydramine, antihistamine, they have a dye-free version, but you'll find that artificial color in multivitamins. So it leaves me scratching my head, but my products are 100% pure. We make them for you. No one else makes them for us. We make them for you. No binders, no fillers, no flowing agents, no additives, no manufacturing additives at all. It's difficult work, but you deserve a perfectly pure product, and we're the only company in the world that does that.
Exactly. And by the way, free shipping and handling, 5 flex pay. You also have obviously a 30-day return policy. Shouldn't even waste my breath telling you that because they don't come back. But I love what you were talking about, Andrew, because over here we have some of those examples, right, of those #1 crazy colors that are in a lot of the multivitamins that are out there. And then the fact that some of these, I mean, even I'm not sure how to shoot these.
No, we don't even. We don't show the brand names when we do this. I think basically for fear that showing those products with the brand name, it's kind of disparaging. But if they feel as though it's disparaging to have their name associated with these enormous tablets
huge.
that use these artificial colors, there's a really simple solution. Don't use the artificial colors. remove the binders and fillers so the tablets can be easier to swallow, or do what I do. Put an ultra-fine powder in a capsule that's pH neutral, that's non-acidic, that will never upset anyone's stomach. It's a really simple solution. Unfortunately, most companies just would rather continuing making their products as they've made them. And even, I was looking at a bottle of one a day the other day. And one of the things, you look at the back of my bottles, it says manufactured by ProCaps Labs. We make it. My company makes it. Other products, when you see distributed by, it means they're simply distributing it. Some companies even leave that information off, which is illegal, but it doesn't stop them from doing it because they don't want to give you the impression that they don't make the product. But even on a bottle of a one-a-day product, I was really surprised to see that it said distributed by on it, which to me says they're not manufacturing it. They're having someone else manufacture it for them, which again, the reason why is making a vitamin product, especially making one as special as the one I have here today, it's really difficult work. And maybe if I didn't care about the quality of my product, I'd have someone else make it. But the moment I'd have someone else make it, it would be an inferior product. If I want it to be the perfect product it is, I'm making it myself. Even Essential1 since 1979, I'd say that in the last 46 years, and those of you who've gotten the product over the years can vouch, I've changed it at least 24 times. Originally, it didn't contain lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, vitamin K2, MK7, pyridoxal 5' phosphate, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, methylcobalamin. Originally, it didn't contain all those ingredients, non-acidic vitamin C. These are all things that have evolved over half a century of being able to either create or locate superior ingredients to make it a perfect product. So I'm dating myself. I'm an old timer, I guess, in the supplement industry. I don't feel like an old timer.
No.
I'm more excited today by what I do than ever before because what I do is now being embraced by more and more people.
Exactly.
I used to feel back in the day, I was that lone voice in the wilderness talking about the inadequacies of our diet and how we need to focus on.
Right.
For 46 years, I've been talking about the importance of vitamin D.
Yep.
Vitamin D for 46 years, CoQ10 for 41 years.
Wow.
Now, finally, others have caught up. But I want to just show one little chart here that gives you a sense of the value. Mind you, there's 24 ingredients in the formula, and more than 24. And if we just single out a few here, if you get the version with CoQ10, the CoQ10 alone only costs you $50 more than the standard multivitamin, but that would normally be $124.90. But just even if you look at my 360 capsule supply, again, less than 20 cents a day for the best vitamin D, less than 20 cents a day for the best B12 or vitamin K2, MK7. If you look at all those, and mind you, that's 7 ingredients, and you're at $411. There's another 18 ingredients in the formula. Lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin are incredibly expensive. Our 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, incredibly expensive. So when you look at this product, and I always love to talk about the one quote from a study from the Journal of the American Medical Association from a number of years ago, which I never thought the Journal of the American Medical Association would recommend a vitamin. But what they did say is that because the American diet is now recognized as being deficient in numerous nutrients, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin B12, again, because it's recognized as being deficient, it makes sense to focus on a foundational multivitamin.
Right.
And the other point they made, and it's what you're seeing right here, a foundational multivitamin, especially because we make it for you, it is so efficient for us to blend all of these nutrients that we have become experts in all of these nutrients, to blend it for you, no additives, no binders, no fillers, no flowing agents, pure vitamins, minerals, and carotenoids, and just ends up being literally pennies a day. And even with CoQ10, it only adds a little bit more than a dime a day. CoQ10, 100 milligrams used to be about $1 or so a day. Now, in that large size, it's a little more than a dime a day to get 100 milligrams of the world's best coenzyme Q10.
talk about a great first purchase, right? So if you've never shopped before, this is an amazing way to come into the incredible world of Andrew Lessman's vitamins. And by the way, this is it. I mean, this is how tiny it is. Everything is simple, easy to swallow, little teeny tiny capsule. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, I have taken this since day one. I never, ever took a supplement before. I sort of almost feel like it's energy in a capsule. I know I feel better with it. I take it every day, but by the way, now having the additional benefit at pennies a day for the first time ever, Andrew is giving us the opportunity to choose with an additional 100 milligrams of CoQ10. The savings, and I do have both of the charts up here that you can see. This is the one without. Your savings at $15, $45, $80 on your 360. But when we go to the chart with the additional 100 milligrams of CoQ10, wow, look at this. You're saving $26.91 on the 60 capsules. If you just want to try it and see and feel the difference, which you will, you're saving $77.41 on the 180. Needless to say, the 360 way in the lead, $142.41 that you are saving today. And this is today, just to put this in perspective, this is the only day, this is the only time that you're going to be able to pick up the Essential 1 with the 100 milligrams of the CoQ10. It was on my list anyway because I was waiting for it. So I saw it and went, oh my gosh, I get all the additional benefits there. But Andrew is so right that, Andrew, if you were to buy, or the amount of all of the additional supplements that we are getting, the key ingredients we are getting, we would spend, like you saw on that graphic, a fortune.
And with my product, you're not compromising.
Right.
You know, I have charts here that compare this to all the leading brands. First of all, the vitamin K2 MK7 that you find in Nuance Max. Well, originally Essential 1, now it's being called Nuance Max. And in a moment, I'll tell you why I made that change, but that you won't find vitamin K2 MK7 in any of the formulas, any of the leading brands. You won't find the only form of folic acid, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. That's the form your body uses. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that can't metabolize folic acid, and about 40% of the population is just like me. So these companies knowingly use a form of folic acid that almost half the country can't use. So again, none of the leading brands will contain vitamin K2 MK7. None of the leading brands will contain 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. None of the leading brands will contain vitamin B12 in its most active natural form. They use cyanocobalamin. Cyano sounds like cyanide, and that's because it's directly related to cyanide. Yeah, it's trace amounts of cyanide that get liberated, but why use a synthetic form that isn't as beneficial as the natural methylcobalamin, which we use? Vitamin C. Vitamin C can be challenging. It's highly acidic, could upset your stomach. Mother Nature has a solution. It's called calcium ascorbate. It's pH neutral, the same pH as water. Again, vitamin A, typical leading brands will use preformed vitamin A. Not good for your skeleton. It would never be, it's not something I would choose to deliver to an adult unless they were deficient, which is extraordinarily rare. Use carotenoid-based vitamin A that your body converts as it needs without any risk of toxic effects. It can go on and on and on. There is nothing about my product that bears any resemblance to the leading brands in terms of quality, in terms of ingredients. I couldn't probably exist without One A Day or Centrum existing for decades before me to kind of blaze a trail. But they remain, I hate to say it, firmly planted in the 1950s and 1960s. There's been so much new information, new research, new science on the proper levels to deliver, on the proper forms to deliver. Because as long as you're taking a multivitamin, multimineral supplement, you want the benefits. You want to, if the science is saying that we are deficient or insufficient, that we need these nutrients, you want them in the right forms and you want them in the right levels. And sadly, the leading brands, even the best brands I see on the internet, contract manufactured products, of course, they can't come close to what we have accomplished with Essential 1, with our Nuance Max. That this is a work that I've been doing for over 46 years, perfecting 100% pure formula that doesn't contain any manufacturing additives at all, just gives you these nutrients that again, our body desperately requires and desperately needs. We really don't think in terms of the vitamin, mineral, carotenoid content of the foods we eat on a daily basis. We've got a lot of things to focus on. That's not what we're focusing on. And this product, in just seconds a day, delivers what you need. And I have a, where did I put that chart? Here's a chart to give you a sense of how comprehensive it is. And if you look at that chart and go down the list, it's multiple times, all the B vitamins, we're talking 5 to 10 times more to 20 times more B vitamins than the leading brands. They don't contain things like the vitamin K2, MK7, or lutein, lycopene, and zeaxanthin. So it's really, you can't even compare it to any of the leading brands. It's kind of unfair. I don't really know if they have an intention to improve the quality of their products. I think the owner of One A Day, which is Bayer, they own the same company that makes glyphosate, a rather infamous herbicide that is being used, and some people are trying to get it banned. So I think they're distracted by their acquisition of Monsanto and glyphosate. So I just don't think they focus on just doing a sensible, high quality, pure multivitamin, multimineral. And if you think you don't need this, I'd say you're sorely mistaken. You need to take someone's multivitamin if it's not mine. Vitamin D levels in most folks are insufficient or deficient. By most folks, the research will say 80, 90%. B12, vitamin E, most of the products unfortunately use synthetic vitamin E. But if you are a human being, these ingredients there, your body can't make, and you have to have them. The way we eat, I try to eat the best I can, and I know without supplementation, because I test my levels, I wouldn't have adequate amounts of all key nutrients. And this is it's the most inexpensive insurance policy you'll ever get. To think that for less than 20 cents a day, you're getting all of the vitamins that you need, that are defining of a nutritious, healthy diet and a nutritious, healthy person. So it's incredibly affordable. It's an opportunity to make a difference that I don't think most people appreciate until they try it, the difference that it really can make.
Absolutely. And if you think about it, I mean, how we live every day, right? I mean, if we're eating fast food, like you said, Andrew, we're crazy, we're all over the place. If you're lacking energy, do yourself a favor. And all I can tell you is you have a 30-day return policy that goes right along with it. We'll hopefully have a chance to read some of the reviews. There are over 2,600 perfect 5-star reviews on this amazing product, and I know that I am absolutely one of them. I know that I feel the way I feel, that I have the energy. And look, I'm in my 70s, and people will say, I can't believe how much energy you have and how you feel. And I know it's because of what I am doing and helping my body. And I say this all the time. Having Andrew here helps you make the right decision about your health. Savings phenomenal. This is the 360. Thank you. You guys are mostly gravitating there in the 360 with the first time and only time today to get the additional benefits of 100 milligrams of CoQ10. You're saving $143. And you're actually, as Andrew showed you on the other graphic, when you understand everything you're getting, you're saving so much more. Easy to swallow, tiny, tiny little capsules we showed everyone. And Andrew, whenever you get a chance, I mean, well, if you're ready, we can show some of the reviews or share some of the comments. We don't filter them, they're all there.
Yeah, I'll show some reviews in a moment, but again, it's a small, soft, easy to swallow capsule. This will never, ever, ever upset your stomach. It's pH neutral and it's non-acidic. If anything, it'll tend to settle your stomach. Yeah. It's truly unlike any other vitamin you're going to find anywhere at all. And I wish there were other vitamins on the market that were similar in quality, that were similar in how we go about manufacturing it. But again, as I said before, most products are made by, almost all products are made by contract manufacturers. So they're the same typical, ordinary commodity products. If you want something done differently, it takes someone like me who founded the company 46 years ago, who has an intention and a desire to only make extraordinary, exceptional products. Because most people would think, I'm crazy to actually invest in a manufacturing facility when there's all these folks who'd make it for me. But it would be the same ordinary stuff that they make for everybody else. If you want something different and special, you need to set out about doing it differently. And that was an enormous investment in time and energy to do it that way. But my facilities, again, in Henderson, Nevada, zero carbon footprint, 100% solar powered. We've been solar powered before it was fashionable.
Yeah.
For over 30 years, we've been 100% solar powered with zero carbon footprint. So we take our responsibility seriously. Not only do our vitamins not contain manufacturing additives, so they're pure, but we don't burden the planet with creating the energy of the work that we do, because the sun delivers more than enough energy for us to do everything. But let's read some reviews.
Perfect.
And best vitamin ever, best vitamins ever, best multivitamin ever. I love these because they have all the vital nutrients needed daily, but without upsetting the stomach. I take one daily and love the fact that they are manufactured here in the USA. Keep up the good work, Andrew. And when they say all of the vitamins, truly all the vitamins, and usually when something is as affordable as this, less than 20 cents a day, you're compromising something.
Right.
You're maybe not getting a lot of quantity, so it's lower potency, but it's going to be mild and lower potency. Or maybe you're going to sacrifice the quality of certain ingredients. No, this is higher potency than all the leading brands. It's going to contain all of the superior forms like methylcobalamin and 5-methyltetrahydrofolate for folic acid, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. So you compromise nothing, you sacrifice nothing, and you spend less, especially today. But let's continue some more reviews here. Best choice in daily vitamin. I've been taking these vitamins for several years. No aftertaste, and the overall amounts of diverse daily amounts cover all my dietary needs. I wouldn't take any other product, and have been recommending Essential1 to all my friends. Essential1 with vitamin D3 2000. I've been taking Andrew Lessman's Now Nuance Max. Andrew Lessman's Essential1 forever. Hands down, it is the best multivitamin on the market. My family and myself have been taking his vitamins for many, many years with noticeable benefits worth bragging about. I make sure we never run out of our favorite vitamins because we definitely notice the difference. Please let Andrew educate you. Do your homework. You won't find any better vitamin supplements anywhere. Nothing artificial ever, no additives ever. In fact, finally, much to everyone's demanded me, instructed me, commanded me to do something on social media. I avoided social media like the plague. I finally decided to wade into what I was calling kind of the swamp of social media. So we now are present on Instagram. Yay. And I'm creating some longer videos. We have a longer video on YouTube that talks about Nuance and how I had come up with the name for Nuance, and that gives you a little bit more detail on it. But
awesome.
As we continue, so there'll be more videos coming, giving more background on products and specific nutrients, like talking about 5-methyltetrahydrofolate. That deserves its own video. But major ingredients. Each capsule is filled with so many nutrients that makes it the best choice for a daily multivitamin. I was taking gummies for a while, which gummies are just they're just so deceptive. They're bad candy. But in comparing them to a single ProCaps vitamin, I realized I was missing out on many more beneficial nutrients in Andrew's product. They can't come close, and they add calories and chemicals. I will stick with ProCaps for my daily vitamin. That's from Mary Lena in Pennsylvania. Thanks, Mary Lena. Best multivitamins on the planet. I love Essential1 with D3. Many multivitamins upset my stomach or are horse pills, which I cannot swallow. These are the perfect size and have an incredibly high level of potency per pill. I love listening to Andrew. Thanks. He is so knowledgeable on vitamins and nutrition. I say this as a chemist that works for the largest vitamin manufacturer in the world, who supply manufacturers like Andrew. So I would know.
Wow.
The best. I wish Andrew Lessman would have the comparison of Essential1 to all of the other vitamins on the market permanently on the HSN site for this item. In fact, what I'm going to do in the weeks to come, I'll do either a YouTube or Instagram video where I will compare each of the ingredients to the leading brands, which it's kind of cruel to do because they come up so short, but I think it's worthy of education. But this is full of everything you need. No one can touch the levels of all of the various vitamins he packs into this wonderful, easy to swallow vitamin. Many vitamins are huge and don't even melt in a warm glass of water. That means they may not be breaking down in your body. As you often hear in reviews of his products, I will never be without this product from Cynthia in Alabama. We'll do one more review. One powerful, healthy punch. I wanted to take vitamins, but I did not want to swallow 15 different pills. This product provides all the vitamins I need, plus added benefits, and the capsule is not gigantic. I feel much better after taking these. Thanks, Andrew, for making it easy for me to do something good for my health by simply taking your multivitamin. And even last night before my show, I was just glancing at some of the recent research published on taking a daily multivitamin or the benefits of vitamin D or B12 or vitamin E. They all you wonderfully get all of those benefits from this product. So it's an opportunity to make such a profound difference in the most foundational aspect of what we put in our mouth. Certainly, we need to put calories in our mouth to burn, but we also need the nutrients that define a nutritious, healthy diet. That's what defines this product.
Absolutely. And this is the day, and by the way, with well over 14,000, almost 15,000 spoken for, do not forget, only day of the entire year, brand new, to take advantage of the brand new Essential 1 with 100 milligrams of CoQ10. Congratulations to everyone there. So stay there. Obviously, we're going to make sure that you have the chance to get your